Rolls Royce is about to beat every other EV maker by launching their new Spectre. What is it? What are the specifications? If you want to know about it, then watch this video till the end. But before that, if you're new here, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. With that note, let's begin. The electric car is perfectly noiseless and clean. There's no smell or vibration. This should become very useful when fixed charging stations can be arranged. 6 years prior to founding the gasoline-powered Rolls-Royce Motor Cars company with Henry Royce, Charles Stewart Rolls made the statement in the year 1900. With the corporation bearing the famous surnames of the two founders, having recently launched its mission to offer only electrically propelled motor cars by the year 2030, Rolls foresaw a future that is likely to materialize starting right now. The benefits of electric propulsion appear especially well suited to those touted by the company from its start. But they will never have been more fully realized than they will be in this situation: instant torque and nearly silent operation. Although Rolls' phantom-based electric concept vehicle, the 102X, gained media attention in 2012, the Spectre, which goes into production later that year, benefits from a decade's worth of new technology and investment, and it shows. Exterior. But when you look at the Spectre, you can clearly see how contemporary Rolls-Royce coupe should look. According to Mihar Ayubi, the company's director of engineering, it would have been simple, possibly even simpler, to turn the first electric vehicle into an SUV. But it wasn't the company's desired expression of luxury. The four-seat Spectre Fastback is a brazen, opulent rich person's express that submits to no one at over 18 feet long and 7 feet wide. It weighs 6,559 pounds unloaded. It has a 126-inch wheelbase, and even with conventional four-wheel steering, has a Brobdingnagian turning radius is about 42 feet. Environmental efficiency may be the goal, and the Spectre may be the most aerodynamic roller ever. Yet, neither the Spectre nor its design is very futuristic, scaled down, or anything other than maximally badass. Not that we would have anticipated anything different. Observing the scene, its attractively lighted, lower than traditional rendition of Rolls' Pantheon grille is flanked by split headlights for a unique spin on an established design. It served as the company's largest grille ever and serves as a reminder that BMW, the automotive industry's most enthusiastic supporter of large front apertures, writes the checks for Rolls. The complex suspension's massive hard and software programs are housed in a proper machine room behind the world record grille. These programs have dedicated controls for each of the 141,200 sender-receiver variables that allow the suspension to quickly anticipate and execute the necessary shock and anti-roll bar setting adjustments to adapt to upcoming road conditions. As a momentarily decoupling the anti-roll bars to spare unsightly indentations. The Spectre's adaptation of Rolls' flexible aluminum space-framed chassis architecture, which is present in its other current models, boasts 30% more torsional rigidity than ever before, making the task of keeping it level and comfortable more difficult, if not possible. This posed a challenge in achieving the silken ride properties. Its large batteries are positioned low down in the center of the vehicle, and the motors are mounted between the front and back axles, lowering the center of gravity and facilitating flat cornering. Despite their weight, it has been noticed that the batteries also serve as an additional 1,500 pounds of soundproofing. Engineers actually had to work to return some sound to the interior, along with all other techniques Rolls has learned to quiet the cabin. Albeit, as of yet, no artificial sound enhancement of the ersatz internal combustion sort is envisaged. Engine. With the all-electric 2014 Spectre Coupe, Rolls-Royce expands upon its philosophy of ultimate luxury. Given his history of finding the global criminal organization known as Spectre, James Bond definitely wouldn't toast the new model with one of his shaken not stirred signature martinis. But he might still want to drive the elegant new coupe. The Spectre shares a base with a Phantom sedan and call it an SUV, but it's powered entirely by two electric motors that provide a combined 577 horsepower. The Spectre's estimated range of travel is only about 260 miles per charge, which excludes it from the long-range EV cohort with less expensive competitors like the Tesla Model S and the Lucid Motors Air. However, purchasers who have the roughly $400,000 necessary to purchase a Spectre are unlikely to take a road trip when their private jet is constantly on standby at a nearby airfield. The Spectre is the first in a line of electric vehicles from Rolls Royce, and the firm claims that by 2030, all of its gasoline-powered models will have been phased out of the lineup and replaced with EVs. A dual-motor electric powertrain with 577 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque will be standard in all Spectre models. According to Rolls-Royce, that is sufficient to accelerate from 6,559 pound-coupe to 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds. The Tesla Model S Plaid, which in tests reaches 60 mph in 2.1 seconds, may make you laugh at that estimate. But would like to quickly remind you that Rolls-Royce brand is more about leisurely cruising than mind-blowing performance. In order to provide a suitably separated ride, Rolls-Royce installed adaptive suspension. The engineers also made allowance for a huge amount of sound-deadening material, which Rolls claims would keep the cabin whisper silent, as I said earlier. Battery. The Spectre's battery size hasn't been disclosed by Rolls-Royce, but the company anticipates a driving range of roughly 260 miles per charge. DC fast charging should be doable, but most Spectre purchasers are likely to have a charging system installed at their homes, so they won't have to wait around in a Walmart parking lot like the rest of us. Interior. The Spectre's cabin has bucket seats in both rows, accommodating 4 people. Although the business has incorporated some design elements that are specific to Spectre, anyone who's familiar with Rolls-Royce's current interior design will find one that is similarly sybaritic here. For instance, the Spectre's door panels have a similar glimmer with small LED lights glittering in the region surrounding the armrests, in addition to the brand's iconic Starry Night headlining. The Spectre should be available with a dizzying amount of customization options and material choices. While we don't know all the specifics or have a list of features and possibilities. Performance. Rolls decided to use motive force statistics that are similar to those of one of its current V12 battle cruisers rather than engage in the pointless horsepower wars that have recently captured the attention of several EV makers in keeping with the prevailing ethos of civility. The Big Coupe should reach 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds thanks to its twin motors combined 577 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque, which is plenty fast in our book, sufficient in Rolls-Royce's delightful vague former description, but not so fast as to put passengers at risk for motion sickness and cause drivers to pass out under hard acceleration. Final EPA figures have not yet been released. Significant regeneration while driving on one foot was deemed off-brand and unlikely to occur, although a high speed of 155 mph and an all-electric estimated EPA range of 260 miles are still anticipated. With recent investments, the company's environmentally friendly Goodwood plant in Sussex will be able to assemble and finish bodies that were pressed in Germany before delivering to England, increasing flexibility. The extensive and ever-expanding variety of choices and custom enhancements offered by Rolls included the recently introduced Starlight doors, which include 4,796 stars that discreetly illuminate the door and rear side panels in the same way as the popular Starlight headliner option. Price. According to Rolls-Royce, the Spectre's basic price will fall between that of the Cullinan $351,250 and the Phantom $460,000. An estimate of $400,000 or so could be a safe bet. The company is certain that its debut into the as-of-yet unpopulated ultra-luxury EV Super Coupe sector will be ready for success when it reaches customers in the fourth quarter of 2023 after claiming 2.5 million test kilometers and doing multiple marketing clinics with Rolls faithful. We're informed that order books are swiftly filling, and the business anticipates that the Spectre will contribute 20% of the total volume sometime in the first year of sales. Rolls reports that, interestingly, its typical owner is currently the youngest of any ultra-luxury brand supporting the prediction. In a word, it dampens out high and low frequency vibrations from the road by using the bulk of the vehicle. In order to prevent the rocking motion that happens when one side of a vehicle encounters an undulation in the road, the anti-roll bars of the car are decoupled, allowing each wheel to work separately. The planner system engages the vehicle's four-wheel steering system, as well as recoupling the parts and stiffening the dampers as the vehicle approaches a bend. It is described as effortless control by Rolls-Royce. The digital platform that'll power the Spectre's interior, according to Rolls-Royce, is the most connected in the company's history. To make sure the Spectre can react to data points relating to temperature, ground speed, road type, vehicle state, and driving style, the automaker's engineers tested the vehicle on 2.5 kilometers of road. The Spectre will compete with other luxury EVs when it debuts for the attention of those automobile customers who have large bank accounts. Fortunately, Rolls-Royce appears to be well-positioned to enter the market before many of its rivals. After the Spectre is unveiled, other luxury automakers like Aston Martin and Bentley won't have EVs available. The degree of consumer overlap between the more affluent Rolls-Royce customers and Italian sports car manufacturers like Ferrari and Lamborghini is also unknown. This was all that I was able to find about this car. Now, you guys tell me what your thoughts about this in the comment section. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.